Trump just made a shocking threat, using military force against American citizens. And no, this isn't the first time. But this time, what if he actually follows through? This isn't just another controversial statement. If Trump invokes the Insurrection Act, it could set a dangerous precedent, one that changes the balance of power in the country. But here's the real question. Why would he even need to do this? Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss what comes next. So why is Trump bringing this up again? It's not just rhetoric. It's a clear signal. By invoking the Insurrection Act, Trump is talking about the possibility of sending military force into American cities. But here's the catch. This isn't as isolated as it might seem. In fact, this ties directly into a pattern we've seen before: military force used against civilians in moments of chaos. But what if this pattern is about to get even more extreme? Is it possible that he's setting the stage for something much bigger? Trump's words aren't just idle chatter. The Insurrection Act is a real legal tool he could potentially use to deploy military forces. And here's where it gets chilling. He just mentioned it again. If I needed it, I'd use it, he said. But wait, here's the twist. The Insurrection Act has only been invoked a handful of times in U.S. history, and typically it's only used when there's extreme unrest or if local authorities can't enforce the law. That's not the situation we're facing today. So why is Trump so eager to bring it up? Notice what's missing here. There's no real justification for it, just a repeated reminder of his power. That's the real story behind the story. Here's where things escalate. Trump has floated the idea of using military force in U.S. cities before, and each time it's been shot down by the courts. But this time, something feels different. Remember back in 2020 when Trump attempted to send federal agents into Portland and Chicago? Those efforts were blocked almost immediately. The message was clear. The military is not a tool for quelling protests. Yet here we are again with the same rhetoric and the same threats. The normalization of using military force against civilians, that's what should send a chill down your spine. What if next time it's not just blocked by the courts, but actually gets through? What does that say about the state of power in this country? Now let's talk about the real danger of Trump's rhetoric. He's not just talking about maybe using the Insurrection Act. He's actively pushing the idea again and again. And this isn't just idle talk. His actions speak louder than his words. Look at the way he's tried to use military force in the past, sending federal agents into cities under the guise of law enforcement. He did it in Portland, Chicago, and even California, but the courts stepped in each time, recognizing the overreach. Yet Trump is relentless. He's making it clear he will push the boundaries, even if it means bending the law to suit his needs. And here's the real kicker. If he succeeds, this could set a precedent that echoes through American history. Military power, unchecked and unchallenged in the streets of U.S. cities. That's not just a misstep, that's a shift in the balance of power. Now things start to spiral. Trump's threats are stacking up, and they're not going unnoticed. First it was Portland, then Chicago. Now his words on the Insurrection Act are only getting louder. And here's where it gets even messier. Local law enforcement has already shown signs of losing control. In cities like Portland and Chicago, we've seen police struggle with accountability while federal agents overstep their bounds. The risk here, if this trend continues, it won't just be local authorities that can't keep up. It'll be the entire legal system. So what happens if this continues? The military could soon become the first response to domestic unrest. And once that happens, it won't stop with protests. It'll set a precedent for a future where military force is the answer to any dissent. This isn't just about politics or power. This is about real people. If Trump gets his way, military force in the streets won't just affect protesters. It'll affect ordinary Americans, the people you know. Imagine walking down the street and seeing federal troops controlling the area, telling you where you can and can't go. For the average person, that's not just a violation of rights. It's the beginning of a new, terrifying reality. This could reshape daily life for millions of people across the country. It's not just about what's happening now. It's about how this will touch every corner of American life. If this feels familiar, say so in the comments, because this isn't just political, it's personal. But this isn't just about a president wielding power. It's about a system that allows it. The Insurrection Act isn't a random tool Trump has pulled out of thin air. It's part of a legal framework that gives the president extraordinary power. So why hasn't it been used often? Because invoking it requires more than just political will. It requires a real emergency, an insurrection, civil rights violations so severe that local authorities can't step in. It's meant to protect citizens, not punish them. But what if it's twisted? What if the threat of invoking the Insurrection Act becomes a tool to further control people rather than protect them? The machinery is there, the legal justifications are available, and once that precedent is set, it could become a tool for future leaders to use without hesitation. Here's the unsettling part. The system is designed to let it happen. It's built for moments like this, when the balance of power tips toward executive control. And right now, the system's already showing cracks. So what's next? There are two paths forward from here, and both are uncertain. On one hand, the courts could step in again, just as they did in the past, blocking any attempts to deploy the military. If that happens, Trump's plans would be halted, but only temporarily. On the other hand, we're in uncharted territory. With a divided legal system and increasing political tensions, it's possible that Trump's push for military intervention could gain traction. If the courts hesitate or if the political climate shifts further, we could see the military in U.S. cities like never before. The real question is, which direction will this go? The stage is set for a showdown, but we're only beginning to see how far this could escalate. Here's the thing no one's talking about. This isn't just about Trump or the Insurrection Act. It's about a system that can be bent and twisted to serve power, no matter who's in charge. This is where we're headed, toward a future where the military isn't just a last resort, but a first response. And once that's in place, it's hard to take it back. But here's the twist. It doesn't have to go this way. The choice is still ours, if we're ready to face it. Follow for more analysis as this story unfolds, because the next move is already being set in motion.